Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Livestream number 24, I do believe. Yes, 24. I'm joined once again by my amazing co-host, Daniel. Daniel, how are you tonight, this fine evening?
Super well.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
I hope everyone's well as well. You know what? Wherever you are in the world, I hope you're very well and looking after each other and yourselves, especially in this COVID kind of period time. But it's Justin and I. We are super excited. If you guys didn't already see by the amazing thumbnail, my gosh, there's an amazing thing coming up this weekend.
It is. There are multiple amazing things happening in the month of November, it would seem. There's the Collecticon, which, trust me, we're going to be talking about in great detail in just a second. But there's also the Justin's Collection Plus member exclusive giveaway. 2 Hot Toys figures. There will actually be a couple more smaller scale stuff that will be given away. That's just part of the regular ongoing membership perks, I guess you could call it. But this is sort of the big entry-level giveaway to sort of drum up the subscriber base because, of course, Justin's Collection Plus has just launched and it's going really well. I have to say a huge thank you to Jubs McGee and Lachlan Jacobs and Mervol, as well as Nonito, for coming along to the stream. They're all Justin's Collection Plus members. So huge thank you to all of you awesome people for not only being members, but also being on this stream, because I assume you want to find out a little bit more about the giveaway. And Bob Dylan and Aaron. Oh my God, so many members have joined tonight. Or this morning.
Oh, the wonderful Aaron Jones has joined us. We also have a wonderful person from Bleep Studio who's asked the question, free toys, question mark. Can you tell us more about the free toys?
Yes. Free toys. Let me bring up, if I can, the informatic. It's coming. There it is. Justin's Collection Plus. So we're giving away, in collaboration with Toys Wonderland, of course, a Hot Toys Nebula, which is a fresh one, just released, and also the Mando, the original, the Durasteel Mando. He's right here, actually. So we're giving them away to Justin's Collection Plus members. I'll save the details because we do have a little bit of details, or a few details to go into. I'll save them for when a few more people join the stream, just because it saves us from having to go back and keep repeating it. But don't worry, there are only a few rules unless you're already a Justin's Collection Plus member. If you join before the deadline, which will be revealed in just a second, there's 2 different deadlines where the giveaway starts and when it ends, because obviously it needs to end at some point. If you join in that giveaway period, then there are some rules to follow. But if you join before, then you're automatically entered anyway, and you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. But chances are you've already done it. Let's have a look what we got in the comments. Daniel. Someone says,
you know?
Actually, Bleep Studio says, I love you. So there you go. Someone loves you.
Yeah, so we also have a couple of people. So there are a couple of people here. So I'm seeing Martina. I'm seeing Stupid Boy 7736. We have quite a few people out there continuously joining our live stream, and I'd like to call them regulars as well. So it's super good to see them. You didn't tell us we were going to be a special guest with the child as visitors.
We have another special guest, of course, the little child. He was just sitting here. I couldn't resist. I had to pick him up.
Does he have any macaroons with him? Macarons?
Not yet, but I assume people will be customizing and putting a little blue stain on his outfit, I would imagine.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So you make sure you get it the right blue, right? So
oh yeah.
Bob Dylan
can't be too green. It's got to be blue.
Bob Dylan has kicked in and he said, thank you both for this.
Hey!
And the podcast, love the Mando recaps. Bob Dylan, we love your music and your listening.
Thank you, sir. Yes, thank you. We literally just wrapped up doing a podcast episode, a Mando recap. A little bit shorter. We tried to condense it a little bit more than we usually do, 45 minutes thereabout. But we went in depth on, obviously, episode 4 of the Mando. But thank you, Bob Dylan, for the $5 contribution. That is fantastic. Thank you so much for that. Yes, the child is... I was worried that because we took him out into the field and did a few picks, I was worried that he was going to get all dirty and filthy and damaged, but he actually fared fine, luckily. No damage on the child.
We have a question from Bleep Studio saying, will we get more Baby Yoda? Now, if you guys haven't already jumped on Justin's Instagram, and you can follow that if you look at the little tag there, he and Nabs Cosplay actually did a shoot with the wonderful child and the wonderful Mandalorian cosplay that Justin's done. Justin, can you tell us more about that?
And shoot, actually, I can do you one better. I can reveal, if you would like, for those of you in the audience, if you would like, a little clip, a little video preview clip that has never been seen before, that will only be seen in the actual cosplay reveal. So let me know over the course of maybe the next 10 minutes if that's something you'd like to see, and then I can put it up on the screen for you, because there's one in particular that I really like that's quite spicy. I'm bringing it up on my screen just to make sure that I've got it downloaded and ready to go if you all want to see it. And I'm pretty sure the answer is going to be yes. But anyway.
Yeah, Nonito has kicked in saying, can you show it? Luke O'Reilly has said that Mando cosplay was dope. We've got a lot of big bleeps here saying OMF, yes.
Look at the emoji. Look at the emoji. There it is.
Jobs McGee and Irish Becardio. It has the Mando masks and the helmets on. Stupid Boys kicking. Dude, people want to see it. So we'll give it a 5-minute rundown for others to join, right? Just in case.
Yes, exactly. I will. All right. Well, people want to see it. Let me quickly download the clip, and then we should be good to go. It looks like it is downloading right now, folks. So hold on a moment while it downloads. Yes, it was really fun. It was very uncomfortable in Mando cosplay, as I'm sure you can imagine. But I think it turned out quite well.
Here's one of the fun things. You also did this on a day that was not as hot, because in Australia and Melbourne, we're starting to kick into summer. Oh, by the way, we do have a few people saying hi from Bangladesh. Love you, man. That's from Tashin.
Oh,
and
hey.
Lloyd Backus says welcome. I think he joined joined Collector Plus.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yes, Lloyd, you've joined Justin's Collection Plus. Thank you so much. That's fantastic. Hopefully you enjoy the early access videos.
Martina Donnellan says, what did you think of the reveal of the brand new James Bond video game? Oh,
yes, I saw that. IO Interactive, for those of you who don't know who they are, they make the Hitman game. So the most recent Hitman games, the sort of newer gen version. They just announced a new project called Project 007. We didn't see any gameplay or anything like that. We don't know sort of what film it's going to be based on, who's going to be playing James Bond, but we do know it's going to tackle his origin story, apparently, and that it is made by IOI, or IO Interactive, kind of a play on the company in Ready Player One, I guess. But I'm very quite excited to see it. Personally, I like James Bond. I love James Bond.
Spudicus came back. Hey, Spud. Well, we haven't seen Spudicus for a bit. That's nice. Oh, and Merville says Deadpool 3 just started production. Wow. Oh, yes, that is true.
That is fantastic. I personally didn't know that, so that's fantastic.
Jubs says, Justin, have you modified your Mandalorian? I've seen some removing of the fat suit to give him more posability, considering doing it to his.
I mean, Daniel and I spoke about this on one of our podcast episodes. Mando is kind of swole. He wasn't necessarily that big in season 1, but in season 2, he's a tank. Like, he's sitting there and he's big and beefy. I don't necessarily think that the outfit needs to be any more baggy than it already is, especially on the legs. If you want to get more posability, then I absolutely understand what you're trying to do there. But also, even Peter, who does a lot of the posing tutorial videos, he said that you can accomplish those poses, just a little bit more work. So if you want to make your life a little bit easier, go ahead and remove the fat suit. That's totally fine. But you'll be removing a lot of that mass, which means stuff may not sit where you expect it to, where it's supposed to. So you might have to futz around the outfit a little bit more. Whereas our boy right here, simple walking pose, yet quite effective. I do say so myself. You don't have to worry about futzing the armor because it all just falls in place naturally because it's sort of like locked in place. And that's one of the benefits about Hot Toys over something like a Sideshow clone, for example, is the armor is all moving around all over the place because it's loose. Does afford you a bit more range, but I personally would rather have it look perfect than just it move a little bit more easily, if that makes sense.
One of the things that Justin had talked about as well, if he picks up a second one, was doing the Fison M33 body replacement at some point.
Oh, yes.
Some people have done that. So there's a bit more meat on that figure. But it'll be interesting to see. Talking about meat.
There's definitely meat.
There's a lot of meat there. Natty Sutari actually mentioned about the Red Guardian. Of course, we know from Black Widow. So that'll be interesting to see how that goes. Judge McGee says,
I hope that we are Sorry, Daniel, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was about to say, I hope that we are getting a Red Guardian figure, unless it's gone up on Facebook already and we just haven't seen it because we've been recording. Is that the case? Let me check.
I think we're all still waiting, because we know we're definitely getting snowsuit versions. So hopefully Red Guardian follows with that, which would be awesome. Judge McGee does say he's planning on making a diorama for the round door from episode 1. Do you want to talk a little bit about that as well?
Yes, actually, our buddy Nathan, NAB Cosplay, actually made a 3D file for the round doorway from episode 1. So contact him on Instagram at NAB Cosplay. Maybe he will sell you the file, and then you can print it out, or maybe he'll even print it out for you. I don't know. But yes, there is a file in the ether that exists out there that is really accurate. Nathan likes to make his stuff really accurate. So yes, feel free to contact Nathan. I'm sure he will oblige. I have some video clips ready. I have them ready.
You know what?
If you all want to see.
Just before we jump into that, I'll get you to answer Spartacus's one, because we've had this talk before, which is, hey, I'm debating on which Mando to get, Durasteel or Beskar, and would appreciate any input.
Well, that's a very difficult question, and I think on paper, the Beskar wins every time. It comes with more stuff. If you get the Deluxe, you get 2 versions of the child. The easy cop-out answer for me is get both. Because if you're getting the Deluxe version of Beskar, you're getting a child for your original Durasteel Mando, right? You're gonna be able to complete that set quite nicely. But if you're a fan of, like Daniel and I are, the origin of characters, like, say, for instance, the Batman Begins Batsuit is my personal favorite from the trilogy. It was his first, if you don't count the harness look. It was his first suit. The Iron Man Mark I, a lot of people's favorite Iron Man suit, because it was the first. So I totally get it if the Durasteel is at the top of your list, simply because it was the first suit that he was seen in. Same thing with BVS Batman. A lot of people love that suit, even though, in my opinion, from a technical perspective, the Justice League suit is superior. The cowl actually is form-fitting to the head, and having a 1-to-1 scale version, I promise you, it is a lot more effective to have a neck. So it makes sense to go with the original version. I personally, if I had to, like, if they said, hey, you can only have one, and you can't pick up the other one later, you have to just have the one version, I would probably honestly go with this guy. I love the Beskar. It's amazing. From a detail perspective, there's a hell of a lot more going on here. There's weathering, there's different colors, there's a bunch of surface detail. Whereas on the Beskar one, it's amazing and it's super punchy and chrome, but it's just that. It's silver chrome for something that's going to be a showstopper and something with a lot of detail that's going to draw the eye. This guy has a lot more going on. Those are my thoughts on the debate, because I know it rages on.
I have a quick question for you then, Justin. What if I can't afford to get the first Mando figure? Is there an easier way for me to get this figure? Well,
there are a few options for you. You can either join Justin's Collection Plus and potentially win one with the giveaway, or this was not a pre-prepared question, I promise you, but there are a couple of different options in different scales. So first of all, I haven't reviewed this yet on the channel, but I will be. The Figure Arts version of the Durasteel Mando. He looks absolutely fantastic. A little bit light on the weathering, but still I'll be reviewing him very soon. Or if you want to go even smaller, this little guy, the 3.75-inch vintage collection Mando. I know this is the Beskar one. I do have the Durasteel one. He's just on top of the cupboard over there. I just got this in today. That's why it's to hand. But you can go even smaller. Or, of course, there's Black Series. You can go for the Black Series version of Durasteel Mando. So if you're not necessarily in the realm of being able to say you're a student and you don't have the disposable income to go ahead and buy a Hot Toys piece, and you don't want to enter you don't want to join Justin's Collection Plus quite yet, then there are other options and other scales for you. I think Figure Arts is fantastic. I have the entire Dragon Ball line. I just picked up the Beskar Mando. I've got the Durasteel one. I'm really impressed with them. I know there are some complaints. Don't get me wrong. I know there's some complaints, but they're pretty darn good. They're pretty good for a smaller scale. If you really want to go for I don't want to say cheap and nasty, but it kind of is a really nice entry-level way of getting in, you got Black Series. So this is Black Series Jet Trooper, really well sculpted, articulation's fairly decent. That's a good way to go as well. The only issue with their Mando figures are the helmets aren't quite accurate. They're a little bit too round on the top and they come into a weird point at the bottom there. Still, all of that being said, there are other Mandos in other scales. Even the Lego Mando, who I have in his Lego Razor
Mandos falling out of your head, man.
with a bunch of other Mandos on top.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
There are Mandos everywhere. I don't know how to put that thing back now. I'll put it back after the stream. But
you also had 2 Justin Collection Plus members join, D Make You Famous and Robert Schultz.
Thank you guys for joining Justin's Collection Plus. Y'all are fantastic. And because you joined before the deadline of the Mando giveaway, you will automatically be entered and you don't have to worry about the extra stuff. But shall we bring up the information sheets for the giveaways for the 2 characters? So we've got one for Nebula and one for the OG Durasteel Mando. So we'll bring up the Nebula one first because it's actually already started. So there we should have it. So we have the Justin's Collection Plus member exclusive giveaway. So it started on the 20th of November. All existing Justin's Collection Plus subscribers were automatically entered. You're all automatically entered and it'll be drawn 1 month from that start date. So on the 20th of December 2020 will be when the draw actually goes ahead for Nebula. So as I said, there are a couple of rules for the giveaway. For those of you wondering what the rules are, if you don't want to wait for me to bring up the title card, which I'll be doing in just a second, head down to the description right now, down below, and the rules are actually down there. So that is the information on Nebula. The information on Mando is as follows. It starts on the 27th of November. All existing Justin's Collection Plus members are automatically entered, same as the Nebula, and same thing, it'll be drawn in 1 month time. Both of these figures, by the way, are given away by Toys Wonderland. They really don't have any reason to do that other than the fact that they are fantastic and they are obviously supporting the channel. So I have to say a huge thank you to them. For those of you who don't know, Toys Wonderland are actually Justin's Collection Plus members. So they were one of the first people to actually join Justin's Collection Plus, which I think is absolutely hilarious and fantastic. So the rules. Let's bring up the rules, shall we, Daniel?
Oh, let's do it. Woo!
There we have the rules. So the rules for anyone who hasn't already joined the membership before the giveaway date. So that's, let me say it one more time. If you've already joined, you're already entered. But if you haven't joined after the actual dates, and I'm waving Nebula because I should have done this live stream a couple of days ago, so I apologize. But for those of you starting today who are joining after this live stream, you'll have to follow these rules to be eligible. Number 1, join Justin's Collection Plus. Number 2, subscribe to the Toys Wonderland newsletter. It's at the bottom of their website. Number 3, like Toys Wonderland on Facebook and Insta. Super easy, takes literally 1 second. Hit the like button on both. And number 4, share the giveaway as an Instagram story and a Facebook post. That's it. Super easy. The little link down below there is for the actual giveaway post that outlines the rules in more detail. So that link is also in the description. I'm trying to make it as straightforward as I can. Does that make sense, Daniel? I think it makes sense.
Absolutely. Hey, I've got a big question for you, though.
Oh, yeah.
How much does it cost to join Justin's Collection Plus?
It costs, if you are living in Australia, $2.99. And if you are living in America, $1.99. But a lot of people were asking me, hey, Justin, I live in the UK. How much does it cost there? You will have to click the join button. You can join no matter where you are in the world. You can actually join Justin's Collection Plus. If you're in, I don't even know where. If you're in Zimbabwe and you have a solid internet connection, you can join Justin's Collection Plus. No matter where you are in the world, you can join it. It's the button right next to the subscribe button. I have it actually. Look at this. There we go.
It's
Look at that. I have it ready. You click the join, and it'll tell you the price.
That's magic. That's just internet magic.
Internet magic indeed. Shall we? While we're here, and we have a few more people watching. Oh yes, Daniel.
Oh, I thought I'd just throw this in because this popped back. Neck Reaper actually asked a question for Justin and Dan, and this is actually one of those funny questions because Lord of the Rings, what figure would you like to see if Hot Toys had the license? Now, this is a tricky question because Justin hasn't seen Lord of the Rings, and he may not see it. But I'll answer the question for you. The answer is always Gandalf, grey or white. It's always Gandalf because he's awesome. Think of him, and I'll try to translate this for you, Justin. He's like the Obi-Wan of that universe. So that's essentially.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that.
But as with toys,
I know him. I know him. Of all the the characters, I know him, and I know the main. I've seen the Hobbit films. So I know the main dude in those films. I didn't enjoy the Hobbit films, mind you, but I've seen them. So yes. Anyway,
that's fair.
I don't know much about Lord of the Rings. I'm sorry. Shall we? Yes, Daniel.
Are we going to show it?
We're going to show it. You ready?
Do it.
You're about to see us in just a second. Okie dokie. We want to share. Let me open up. I've got a couple to show. I don't know if I should show all of them or just one. What do you think?
You know what? Show one first, and we'll show one a little bit later.
Okay. All right. You'll better be ready. This is, by the way, this is completely unedited. This is raw. This is HDR. It's Dolby Vision, so it looks absolutely beautiful on a compatible device, but I haven't done any color correction or grading or anything. This is raw. This is an exclusive. But here we go. Woo. This is spicy. You ready? Mute the audio.
Oh. He's in action.
Oh, yes. Oh, look at that. There it is. Shall I play it once more? Shall I
play it once more? Look at that hip action draw.
Look and go. This was this was a one take. This was a one and done. Luckily, I didn't have to film it multiple times. Oh, look at that. That's a spicy shot right there. Oh. Look at that. Hot damn.
Yeah,
damn that pose, says Bob Dylan. Damn that pose. Yeah.
And this is the way from Jubs McGee. Also, we're going to throw out to Stupid Boy 7736. Best of luck with your exams. He asked us to give him some luck. So can we give him some luck, Justin?
Hey. You have all of the luck that I can possibly muster, sir. It has been given to you. Henceforth, you shall have all of the luck that Justin's collection can provide.
That works out really well.
Oh, this is some good consumer advice from Brian Tidwell. You can actually have the membership fee added to your cell phone bill through Google Pay. No credit card required. That is something that I didn't know, and that's some really good consumer advice. Thank you very much, sir, for providing that information. That is quite excellent.
We did have someone ask, it was, what is this from? And so just to reiterate for those who just joined us, this is what Nab Cosplay and Justin's collection, they shot this the other day. This is actually Justin. I don't want to blow your cover because you are the Mandalorian, but this is Justin. So he's actually dressed up in his cosplay for this. And this is raw footage we're seeing.
Let me bring in one of the most beautiful things that has ever been made.
Ooh.
Look at this. Look at this.
You have to switch to a one shot on you for that, Justin.
Okay, here we go. It's coming.
Ooh.
This is the beautiful Anovos Mandalorian helmet, dual tinted visor, super glossy finish. It's been weathered. It's been detailed perfectly. There's padding on the inside. Check out my review. I actually reviewed this helmet. I said I wasn't going to, but then I did. I'm trying to find somewhere to put it. I reviewed it because it looks so darn fantastic, just as I fling the mic off. But yes, it's one of the most beautiful pieces in the collection. Daniel, you're on solo layout for a moment.
I don't have a helmet to put on. I'm so sorry, guys. I do have some yarn, so I will
Not
make
yet.
a funny moustache out of that. So, well, that didn't work out. Wow. But guys, I hope you guys are excited because what we've got coming up, especially with the giveaways, you've got the wonders of having like the OG Mandalorian that's coming out and Nebula as well. These are figures that you can definitely, for those who are collecting like for the first time or those who haven't collected before, this is a really good way to get into it. Can you tell us, Justin, how many people are actually members at the moment? So if I were to join today,
yes. Let me.
How many people am I up against to try to win?
Let me have a look. Just so you all know, a new member who just joined Justin's Collection Plus, his name is Mark Gondra. He actually just won the last giveaway, which was the Iron Spider. That was his first ever figure, Hot Toys figure. And yeah, I have to say that that's a pretty fantastic win. That figure, the Iron Spider, is beautiful. We have 65 members for those of you who wanted to know. So you got 1 in 65 chance of winning. And the person who wins Nebula, Nebula will be first. The person who wins Nebula will not also be able to win Mando, so don't worry, there will be no double dipping.
Robert Schultz, who joined Justin's Collectors Plus today, said, will the Collectors Con be available to watch after the live stream? I'd like to be able to watch it live, but unfortunately I'll be too late at work the next morning. Also, great job on the cosplay.
Thank you, first of all. And yes, you will be able to watch Collecticon back as many times as you want. It will be hosted on my channel. It's going to be a 6-hour plus long event. One of the biggest, most ambitious projects that I think I've personally ever seen undertaken on YouTube, and I can't believe that I'm the one who's going to be a part of it. Yes, you'll be able to watch it back as many times as you like, and hopefully it's going to be as fantastic as I believe that it can be.
Hey, Justin, how much does it cost to join, though?
Well, I'm glad you asked. It will cost you Australian $2.99 and US dollars $1.99. I just have highlighted that question because I do have an answer, an instant answer. When will you get Darth Vader 40th anniversary? I saw some leaked photos from Hong Kong. The shipment has arrived. Mine is actually arriving, if all goes well, tomorrow. So I should have the Nebula video up tomorrow. And then the following day will be Darth Vader. And then the day after that will be the Toy Zero Doc Ock. And then the day after that will be Figuarts Mando. Or if you're a Justin's Collection Plus member, you get to see them all tomorrow. So that's a pretty fantastic turnaround. And yes, that does mean I'll be filming 4 videos in one day, but I'll get it done. Don't worry.
So to follow up the other question before, Justin, the Collecticon that's coming up, how do we watch it and how much does it cost to join the Collecticon?
Oh, good question you have there, sir. It costs you absolutely nothing. It's free to watch, and it's hosted on my channel on YouTube. Shall I bring up, I'll see if I can, the run sheet, the guest list of who is going to be joining us at Collecticon, because that will be quite a good one for us to discuss, the guests, who is going to be there, because there are some big names, and it's going to be a whole lot of awesome, I do believe. Let me see what I can do here.
Now, while Justin's talking about that, just to give you guys a heads up.
Hey,
oh, look at this. To give you guys a heads up, you can definitely join this. And this is actually done for the fans. So for those who love the 1/6 scale network, who love the wonders of 1/6 scale figures and hot toys, this is your con. This is all about you guys. So the best part about this is that you get to join. It costs you nothing. And I hope you guys get to kick back and relax because honestly, Justin has put in a lot of time for this. A lot of the stars that are coming up, you guys might recognize, like So Toys, Optobotomus, Cosplay Chris, Ace Toys, D Knight. There's a lot of things going on here. Do you want to read this out, Justin?
Daniel is going to be part of it. He'll be hosting a panel with Adam. Fantastic segment, I hope. I've watched Daniel's Daniel's channel, by the way, if you haven't already. Daniel, have you renamed your channel yet, or is it still Dual Boss Fight?
Oh, I love that you asked. It's actually Super Rewind. So we're kicking off our premiere episode actually at the Collecticon. We'll be talking about lightsabers, hot toys, Star Wars, Jedi, a few fights there. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, yes. I'm quite excited to see that. But yes, it's going to be a live bonanza. And what I mean by that is there's going to be so much variety. We've got cosplay. we've got figures, we've got announcements of some new releases and some teasers as well. And by the way, I think y'all are going to be pretty happy with what's going to be coming up. Speaking of course, So Toys. So Toys, that will be a 5-minute thereabout spotlight that will be pre-prepared before the actual event itself, by me, of course, with the info that's been given to me by So about what's coming up. Same thing with Ace Toys. I don't know. I was given some info today by Ace Toys, and I don't think I'm allowed to share it. But anyway, there will be some other stuff that I will be allowed to share that is coming up throughout, obviously, CollectorCon. But it's going to be a huge event, and I have to say a huge thank you to Daniel for helping me organize it so far. But yes, there is going to be a lot of work behind the scenes. This will be the platform, the one that we're using now, that we'll be hosting the entire event on. Obviously, we'll be able to do various stuff like, what we're doing right now, showcasing images and video, etc. By the way, for those of you who just saw the Mando footage, let me know if that came across nice and smooth or if it was janky, because that will obviously... So?
It was a bit janky, but I mean, there were bits that were smoother than others. But we'll get there.
Okay. Well, interesting. We'll it's better for sharing images, it would seem, than video. But we will try our best to get everything as smooth as possible, hopefully. What do we have here?
So we've had a few people mentioning a few things. Let's have a look. I'll just pop back here. The 40th anniversary stuff, which is coming up, which is going to be super good. Peter Ross says, really hope I've done everything right for the giveaways. Justin, can you just bring it up one more time just to show us as well, just to make sure? So one of the things that we had before was that people really want to join the competition, which is great. A couple of things that you guys got to make sure to do is make sure you do it in time, which is one thing. The other thing is that you do have to make sure that you get through and do the 4 steps, because if you don't, unfortunately, you won't be eligible. So just make sure to do that. We had a couple of people who nearly got it last time, but they kind of missed out on a few things. So have a look at this. We've got
exactly
the 4 little steps there.
If you've, as I said, though, before this stream is over, if you've already joined Justin's Collection Plus, you're in. You're entered. You have to do nothing else. So this is the last chance to just get in and get it done. If after the stream you would like to enter, then those will be the steps as follows. So everyone who's already a member while this stream is still ongoing, which at the minute I do believe that is, then you're automatically entered in. You don't have to stress about any steps. So Peter Ross, you're in. You're entered. You're in the giveaway. By the way, for those of you who just joined the stream and who just joined Justin's Collection Plus now because of the stream, go ahead and go to the community tab on YouTube and scroll down to find the Justin's Collection Plus Facebook group. And that's where you'll be seeing your early access videos, your early access behind the scenes images, and some stuff that doesn't get shared anywhere else, only to members, including info on what potentially is coming out next. So we knew that Gamora was coming out, the members, and of course myself, we knew that Gamora was coming out this week and down to pretty much the day. So if you want some early access videos, you want the inside info, you want the giveaways, it's a pretty low price, pretty low, cost of entry to get all of that value. I see it as value. Hopefully you'll see it as value as well.
We also have Cal who just joined us as well. I hope his last name is Kal-El. That'll be great. So
that would be fantastic.
A little bit. For those who don't know when the CollectorCon is, shall we say when it is in Australia and when it is overseas as well?
Yes. For us here in Australia, actually, I can just bring up that image again, if I can. Let's have a look. Actually, there it is. Okay, so at the top, you can see it's 28th of November in the USA, which is a Saturday for those of you all in the USA. And in the actual timetable run sheet itself, if you look at the proper full version, you'll see all the times for LA, which is Los Angeles, not Louisiana, for those of you wondering, UK and Hong Kong and Australia. So I put all of the times, should be super straightforward. If you're wondering what time it is in your time zone, literally just take 12 a.m. or p.m., whatever it is, in that time zone and type 12 p.m. LA time zone in, and then your city. So I've got UK already covered, but say, for instance, you're living in New York. Type in 12 p.m. USA, LA in New York, and then it will spit out the time that it will be in New York. If that makes sense.
That's a very handy thing. That's a great thing. Mervol has a question saying, is the Hot Toys Mark 85 Battle Damage sold out everywhere?
Yes.
Because I can't find it on Toys Wonderland.
I'm not sure. I get asked sometimes, what do you think about the price of this on Toys Wonderland, or has this sold out? I don't actually go on the website all that often, so I'm not entirely sure if it's sold out or not. I would imagine that it is. It's been up for pre-order for quite a long time, but when it does come out, I would expect, and by no means this is a guarantee, but I would expect there to be more stock available on the day. But it will be pricey because it'll be day one, first batch in stock. It'll be pricey. So if you haven't already pre-ordered, then you might be a little bit, the wallet might sting a little bit if you want to get it day one. Down the track, you may be able to still pick it up. The regular Mark 85, I do believe you can still order. But the Battle Damage one, that one's a little bit special. So I would expect the price to be rather high on that one. Sorry, I don't have any more insight than that, unfortunately.
We also had Jubs McGee who joined Justin's collection. Plus, he also said, I'm making a Mando helmet next week. So I don't know how he's making that, but that's great, Jubs. Give that a good real shot.
I have some tips for you, Jubs. Unless you're already a very well experienced cosplay creator, then completely ignore my tips. But make sure if you're 3D printing, which you very well may be, make sure that you Bondo and fill a primer until it is super smooth, because anything that you see on the surface in primer, you'll see in paint, obviously. Also, I would go with to get the finish that's as close to the Novos as possible, I would go with a gloss black undertone, and then a very light, if you own an airbrush, use either an all-clad chrome or Molotov may work, although that might be a little bit too shiny because it is super chrome, and then make sure you seal it. Please, whatever you do, if you're using a chrome, make sure you're sealing it. The all-clad aqua gloss clear, I'm pretty sure it's called, that's the one that a lot of people use. Nathan's actually using that on the giveaway because he's also doing a giveaway for Collecticon. He's giving away a life-size Mando helmet. And he pretty much used similar steps to what I just outlined, except he used graphite powder on his, but he still sealed it with the all-clad aqua gloss clear. But yes, those are for those of you who are wondering how to get the similar-ish paint finish to the Novos one, those are kind of the steps. It might be a little bit lighter, though. He's a professional prop maker. He's going to make one in cold cast aluminium.
Oh,
okay,
in which case...
he's making a badass real metal one. Completely ignore everything that I just said. Jubs McGee is legit.
I love that. That's so good. Well, Jubs is going to be amazing. Jubs, you should definitely, if you haven't already joined Six Scar Network, do so, because we'd love to see your progress. Yeah, absolutely. You know, and for those, if you haven't already joined Six Scar Network, that's a Facebook group that Justin and I we run as well, and as well as we've got a few of our team members here as well who have joined us as well. Like you'll see Little Mando in there, Ryan. You'll see Aaron. You'll see Adam.
Ryan.
He goes on.
Hey.
But long story short, if you join the group, please share some of those stuff. Share your collection. Share the cosplay stuff you're working on. It's super cool.
Do it. Share. I want to see pictures of your helmet, Jubs McGee. I want to see a real metal Mando helmet. I think that would be... He's joined and he'll post pics next week. Oh my god. I'm actually super excited. Jubs, I'm really excited to see your metal Mando helmet. I'm all about the real tactile feel of stuff. So, like for instance, the hunk of Beskar that I just got from 05AU, made by Owen. Fantastic local creator. I love supporting local artists. It's made of real Damascus steel. In the world that we live in, Damascus steel is kind of the closest thing that we can get to what looks and feels like Beskar. And he makes it out of Damascus steel. So if I can get my hands on a real metal Mando helmet, or in fact, the real metal Mando blaster, which I'm trying to import into Australia, I'll be going through the permit process very soon, then I'll go down the real metal route, because I want it to feel as authentic as it looks, if you know what I mean.
You are crazy, but that's awesome. Chris Jan Delport just joined Justin's Collection Plus.
Hey, that's fantastic. Thank you, Chris. That's awesome.
And the Raging T says, sorry if it's already been asked, just logged on, but will you be getting the Doc Ock anytime soon? You did mention this, but do you want to mention it again, Justin?
Should be here tomorrow. It's at the Port Melbourne depot, which is like 10 to 15 minutes from my house. It should have honestly come today. But DHL, being DHL, if it doesn't arrive before 10 a.m., then they won't bother sending it to you. And I asked if I could go collect it, and even though pretty much most of the COVID restrictions in Victoria are finished everywhere else, DHL said no. Not even in their unmanned collection point boxes, they still said, no, you can't do that. So I really tried to get it done today, but unfortunately I could not.
We've got our Ken. Ken has joined us. He's saying, what up, guys? Looking good, which is great to see Ken again.
Hey.
Judge McGee does say it's fiberglass with real aluminium in the outer coating. Weighs a lot less than full aluminium, which is good. And Steve Rogers asks, why is the Hot Toys Mandalorian so expensive at the moment? It's like it goes over 500 euros. That's expensive.
Well. Daniel and I spoke about the pricing debate. Yeah. In Europe, I know that stuff can be relatively pricey because you don't really have a big all-encompassing supplier like we do, say, for instance, in Australia, we have Icon Collectibles. And Icon import from Sideshow import from Hong Kong. Unfortunately, there is only one place that internationally, at least, distributes to the rest of the world. They have really good customer service and they do a lot of things right. But unfortunately, just having the simple fact that stuff has to go from Hong Kong to LA and then from LA to UK or to Germany or to the Netherlands, or say, for instance, it goes from Hong Kong to LA, then to the Netherlands, then from the Netherlands to another business, and it's a little bit weird. I think that the simplest and easiest solution would be Hong Kong direct to consumer. It's not how it works right now, but maybe at some point, 10 years from now, it might change and that will bring the prices down a little bit. I can't guarantee that. This is just literally me speculating on how the streamlined control of getting the stuff out there could actually work, but I don't know. Unfortunately, there's not much we can do about rising prices on stuff. That's just how it goes. Unfortunately, stuff gets sold out. If you had bought it when it first came out from Toys Wonderland, the price wasn't too crazy. It was a little bit higher, obviously. It's first batch, it's going to be higher, but it has significantly risen ever since it got sold out. So, yeah, unfortunately, that do be the case.
This one's from Bob Dylan.
Do, however. There it is. Any interest in the Black Box No Time to Die 007 figures? Well, Bob Dylan, first of all, thank you for the super chat. That is fantastic. No, unfortunately. I have owned the Black Box Spectre figure, and I think Daniel actually has it. I traded it to him. I did. To get that figure to be presentable in Hong Kong, so I bought it in Hong Kong at Richmond Arcade, I do believe. It was late at night. Ryan was with me. We were staying in a hotel because we were going to ACGHK. I picked it up at about 8 p.m. at night. We got back to the hotel and I opened it. And I was like, oh no. Oh no. The head sculpt was, I'm not going to lie, it was terrible. It was really bad. And the body that it came with was also terrible. It had really sort of glossy, plasticky looking hands. It didn't look good at all. So at 8 p.m. at night, because for those of you who don't know, in Hong Kong, everything is open super late at night. Ryan and I went back to Richmond Arcade. We found in the same set of shops, we found a much better Daniel Craig head sculpt and a much better JX Toys body with a bunch of new hands. And we popped the outfit, the new head sculpt on, and then it was a really good figure. But unfortunately, in Australia, we can't really do that. So no, I won't be getting the black box figures. They show promise. Their promo pics always look great, but in hand, yeah, they don't really look that good, unfortunately, if you ask me.
We've got a question from Traveled Soap 544, which is, what upcoming figure are you guys most looking forward to?
Daniel, you take this one first, and I'll have a think.
Honestly, there's a lot of hype for Mando at the moment.
Hmm.
So in my own personal collection, what I like doing is I like collecting figures and vehicles like bikes. There are
Yes.
two figures that are coming out, which I'm super pumped for. Now, the first one, Justin already knows what I'm going to say, but I'm going to say it, which is the Mando and his speeder bike that we get to see, which is
Oh.
super, super cool.
Surely
Um,
that will go up for pre-order like any day now.
you
Surely,
think so,
right?
right? You think so. Um, But the other one with bikes that I'm looking forward to is for those who are Final Fantasy VII fans, I'm looking forward to Cloud Strife and his bike, the Daytona Harley,
Okay.
which is awesome. So I'm looking so forward to that. Those are the two I'm looking forward to so far. How about you, Justin?
I've got mine are a bit weird, I guess. Um, First one, and people probably aren't expecting this, and people have probably forgotten all about it. The quarter scale Spidey.
Oh, of
I'm
course.
really excited for quarter scale Spidey. Like that is such an interesting idea that I never thought would happen. So quarter scale Spidey, and of course the Hot Toys version of the Child. So we have the Sideshow one. I really
Yes.
like the Sideshow one, but he's not perfect. Um, Something that I wanted to clarify actually. In my review, I probably wasn't clear enough with my wording, and a lot of people aren't quite as clear as they should be in terms of the lineage of the Sideshow Child. Let me bring him up while I'm talking about him. It's a bit rude to talk about him while he's not here, so here he is. So for those of you who don't know, this was made in collaboration with Legacy Effects. Legacy Effects made the original puppet, but there is a clear difference between made with and made from original molds. This was not made from original molds on the show. It was made with Legacy Effects. They did an all new sculpt and the body and the robes and everything, but it was not made the same way, nor using the same molds, nor using the same materials as the original. So the only real lineage that this has to the original is that the same people who did make the original molds from the show made this. Whether or not that's enough for you to say that this is the perfect version, that's completely up to you. But for me, that's pretty circumstantial. I mean, it just is, it's the same people, but it's a completely different budget. It's a completely different set of materials and paints and molds. It's not the same mold. It's a completely custom thing just done for Sideshow that bears a striking resemblance, obviously, to the original puppet, but it's by no means the same. So just bear that in mind, because a lot of people were bashing the Hot Toys one, saying, I don't want to get the Hot Toys one. It wasn't made by Legacy. It wasn't made using the original molds. This one wasn't either. So I just wanted to clear that up because I didn't mention that in the review, and I felt bad because I said, I wanted to pick this up from the lineage because for me, being associated with Legacy Effects is enough. But for a lot of people, there was a bit of a confusion as to whether this was as legit as it can get. And honestly, Hot Toys hasn't confirmed this, but I wouldn't be surprised if they scanned the puppet. And in my opinion, scanning a object in 3D is a lot more precise than just being made by the same people, because if you go and draw something and then you go and try and draw that exact same thing the exact same way the second time, I guarantee you it's going to look different. I guarantee you it'll look different.
I mean,
Sorry for
if
the
you want
rant.
to practice that,
Sorry.
try your signature twice, and then you'll be like, huh, you know what?
Yep.
That should have been the same, but it is not.
Perfect example.
Twin Void actually says, I want to buy a Hot Toys figure for the first time. Should I buy the Mandalorian or the Death Trooper? Boy, I know what you're going to say on this one, Justin, but go.
I would, honestly, let me start off by saying they're both fantastic. They're both really, really good figures. But let me put it this way. One of them is a background character. One of them doesn't have much screen time. One of them has very restrictive articulation. And one of them doesn't even have a name. And that's the Death Trooper. He's amazing. I have 4 of them. Because that's how much I love the Death Troopers. But if it's going to be your first, you want a named character. Mando is a household name. You want a proper named character who's going to stand in your display and you're like, okay, that's Mando. Not walk in, you've only got one figure and it's like, oh, there's my Death Trooper. It's like, okay, that's really cool. I love the Death Trooper, but Mando has a presence. Mando is, it's Mando. Go with Mando. Please.
And I love it.
Do yourself
Jumps
a favor.
McGee jumps in saying Mando every time. Yeah, so that's 100% true, right?
Yep, Mando every time. Exactly, Mando every time. Shall we answer this question by the Raging Tea? Once
Your
room runs
collection
out,
looks as
do you
though
think it
it
makes
is
a tough
almost
decision to
bursting
sell
at the
things?
seams. Whew. Once it runs out, do you think
Well,
you would make the tough
I
decision?
have some news. Some news. The apartment that we own, that we're living in, is actually in the process of being sold. So we have found a place that I really like. I'm not going to really talk too much about it in case it's sold before we can purchase it. But when we have sold this place, we will be buying something bigger. That's the plan. And the place that I found has a huge room downstairs that's like 4 or 5 times the length of this room. That can have a million cabinets, not a million, obviously, but more cabinets.
You're going to go broke
this
just
room
on
is
display
actually
cabinets.
literally the display cabinets will be a big investment, but worth it, hopefully. This room is relatively small. Daniel knows you can fit, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 people in here comfortably, and then it gets a little bit tight. It's a smaller space, so we do need more space. The idea of the collection is to be a collection. I'm not one, and I used to be, to buy and then sell and then buy again, because a lot of the value for me and for y'all who watch my videos is in the comparisons. So y'all want to see what the new Hot Toys Hoth Luke looks like compared to the Sideshow one, right? Y'all want to see that. Y'all want to see what the new Gamora looks like to the really old original first version of Gamora. And I have that. I can do that for you. Whereas if I was selling your old Gamora to get the new one, I wouldn't be able to do that. Therefore, I'm kind of diminishing the value for those of you who are watching the video. So I understand when people need to sell to buy the new stuff, but me personally, I like to keep the collection as it is, and that doesn't include selling off stuff. I would rather keep stuff in boxes, which is actually what I'm doing now. For instance, that Assassin's Creed figure that I just reviewed, Bayek. He was reviewed and he's still sitting in a box. The Sideshow TIE Fighter pilot, I just got him. He's sitting in a box. My premium Bumblebee, he's sitting in a box as well. All of that stuff I would rather keep in a box, and when I have room, I'll display it, which hopefully will be early in the new year, hopefully, if all goes well with selling the place that we're in now.
That's
Sorry
so
for the long answer to that question.
That totally works out. We have Sydney with an I saying, greetings from the UK. What care should we take to make sure our figures last for many years? This is a big one for you, actually, Justin.
I'll talk about what I do, and then Daniel, I want you to talk about what you do. I do nothing. They go in the cabinet. It's pretty dust-free. It's a pretty stable temp in here. I'm not one to take my figures out and slather them with 303 or with leather and vinyl protectant. I have had nothing, fingers crossed, obviously, touch wood. I don't have anything wooden to touch. I've had nothing deteriorate at all. No silicone, no leather, nothing. And that's just from being in a stable, not too damp, not too dry, lightless. It's pitch black in here when the lights are off. The windows are fully covered. I've had no problems, and I do nothing. Daniel, do you do anything? Your figures, do you coat them in anything, or?
Yeah, this is a good question. So just to carry on with Justin's one just then too, Justin, when we were moving his display cabinets into his room, one of the things that we wanted to make sure 100% about was to make sure that the room was protected from natural sunlight, because natural sunlight is a thing that will just burn out your material, the colors, the leather, everything like that.
Yep.
Even when Justin and I met quite a few years ago, and we saw the collection for the first time, one of the first things you do, it's almost like being a vampire, because as soon as you walk in, it's like, oh, no natural light. So if you can protect it from that, you can protect it from humidity and hot weather and stuff like that. But Justin also has it's almost temperature controlled. It's not that you set a particular temperature, but it's not too hot, it's not too cold. It's just an average kind of thing. For myself, because I don't have a collection room myself, I have it in my main room. Some of the leather I do like to put some of the protectant on. So someone had mentioned the 303 and some of the leathers. I do that a little bit, and I just kind of do it. Armor All as well. That's the type of stuff you'd use in a car. But some of that I use just on the leathers. I did that on the Terminator 2 figure. But it's just something that will protect it. So I try to protect it from natural sunlight itself as well. But that was a good question. Oh, there it is, the 303 wipes. There it is. Protecting pleather.
And it's yes, exactly, the 303 wipes.
So the pleather is the hard thing. If it's genuine leather, that is much easier to protect. But if it's pleather, God, that stuff goes. But
it is. If it's real leather, you should be okay. Real leather will survive. But pleather, it's a precarious balance there. Bob Dylan, another super chat. Bob Dylan, thank you so much for your continuous support with the super chats. That is fantastic. New profession, 6-scale historian. Best way to justify never selling off older releases. There you go. I have given y'all a reason not to sell off older figures. But someone just asked if I have all of my plastic Iron Man figures. That was before I'd actually kicked off the channel into full swing. So no, that was when I was in the mindset of, okay, I need to sell to buy the new stuff. So no, I don't. But now, obviously, if I was to repurchase them, I would keep them as a, like, for instance, perfect example. I have two whiplashes just standing there next to each other. Why would you do that? I don't know. Honestly, when I do move, I'll probably put the original one back in the box. But for now, there are two whiplashes standing there in the display. So I can't think of a better example than that right there.
Oh, I love that Robert Schultz here has said, oh man, packing up that collection is daunting.
I just saw that.
Might want to put, can you imagine? So just to give you guys an idea, and if you haven't already seen it, definitely jump on Justin's collection channel or jump on Justin and Steph channel, which is there too. There was actually a video of us, all of us, just packing up. We had made so many trips, but we packed boxes and boxes of the figures. We don't really need a help wanted sign. I'm glad you mentioned that, because literally Justin and I bubble wrap each one and we put it in a box and we precariously drive. There's a great bit of the video where we're going over a speed hump and the camera's pointed at the back and the figures are just like good times.
And I'm like driving it, and luckily I'm not looking, and we got the bump, and I'm like, "Are they fine?" And Daniel's like, "Yes, they're fine. Keep going." I was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
But yes, we will be undertaking that perilous journey once again whenever we are moving. Hopefully, we can make that happen without any casualties. There were no casualties the last two times, so hopefully there isn't. Oh, Merville, that's not very nice. Whiplash isn't even a good figure. I think it's a really good figure. I like Whiplash. I think the detail in the body is fantastic. The outfit, the orange is obviously not quite right. I like the new display base. I like the effects in the whips. And now the whips are posable. So I really like Whiplash, but I totally get it if you don't like Whiplash. That's perfectly fine. This is an interesting one. Can I ask you this question, Daniel? In your opinion, which is your favorite Hot Toys Luke?
You know what? I'm going to put it out there, and this is not the popular choice, but I'm going to say it anyway. One of my favorites is actually old man Luke Skywalker from Force Awakens. Go figure. Ooh. Yeah, I love that figure.
In my mind, I didn't even go to sequels. I was literally like, is it the Farm Boy or is it the Deluxe Return of the Jedi? I didn't even go to sequel trilogy. But you're right, it's a really impressive, from a technical perspective, it's a really impressive figure. But for me, it's probably going to be a cop-out, because yes, it's the newest. But I have to go with the Deluxe Return of the Jedi Luke. I'm sorry, everyone. Sorry. But I had to do it.
Is that windswept hair version? Is that him with the alternate top?
There he is. He's over here with the windswept hair. So basically, I use it as an upgrade kit for my original one. So I've put the windswept hair in the original. Actually, no. This is the original wearing the Endor suit. It's covering up that suit. And this is the new one wearing the windswept hair. So I use it as a bit of an upgrade kit. And that left me with a spare Return of the Jedi Luke head, which is actually, you can't see, it's on top on my Sideshow X-Wing pilot Luke. So I've upgraded him as well. So I don't know, maybe it's a bit of a cop-out because I took bits and pieces and upgraded stuff. But yes, I see what Daniel is saying, though. That's a very impressive figure from a technical perspective.
And he took his hood off, like, so cool. Travel Cloak does say, I recently got my first Hot Toys figure. It was Deadpool from the first movie. Do you think that was a good figure? You know what? I know Justin's going to say it because he has all of them. So there's even Dusty, which is his favorite. Yes. But
yeah.
Yes, I'll answer for you. If you see the color
Yes,
with
go.
the second Deadpool figure, he's amazing, right? And I know Justin was definitely going to tell you that.
Mhm.
Because it's your first Hot Toys figure, you can't go wrong with any Deadpool. Like, even Dusty, like, you can go, like, it's a great figure. There's a lot of great accessories to it. And it really, that figure, no matter which one you get, really encapsulates Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. You can't lose. You chose well.
Yeah, I agree. It's a good first figure. Don't go too crazy with the posing on the 1.0 because I do hear that the elbow pads and knee pads do come off. Other than that, I'm looking at mine. I don't really have any issues with it. The 2.0 is definitely an upgrade, but because it's a first figure, you don't want to go too crazy. You don't go too pricey. Get something brand new and super expensive. The first version is a really good choice for that. Like, for instance, if you're getting your first ever figure and it's going to be a Superman, I would 100% recommend the Man of Steel Superman. That's what I started off with, and I really like it. I still to this day really like it. If you go for the Justice League one, you get the chrome emblem. You've got to worry about scratching off the chrome paint. You've got a whole bunch of other stuff to worry about with the newer stuff. Whereas with the Man of Steel, it's been around. It's probably a used figure, so all of the weird that's going to happen has probably already happened. I think that's a really good first choice, I think.
I totally agree. You picked well. Ken actually asked the question, did I pre-order the Heisenberg from Mars Toys? Ken, thank you for asking. And I love Breaking Bad. That's Bryan Cranston. I didn't order that one. Please, I know you might have, so please let me know. I actually got the 3.0 one, and I've got one that I customed up. So, but that one looks especially well. So yeah, I love customizing.
Well. I will be probably reviewing that figure, and then if after the review, Daniel is after it. I liked Breaking Bad and I watched Breaking Bad, but I by no means have a space in the collection for a Breaking Bad Heisenberg figure. It's not, in my opinion, it's not a very toyetic show, and I know it doesn't necessarily have to be to warrant getting a figure, but for me, it has to be a little bit toyetic, and I didn't see that as like, oh, I need a toy, I need a figure of Heisenberg.
I need a toy of a drug dealer.
For instance.
That is not.
Yes, exactly. It's exactly.
But I won't lie.
So,
yes, put me down for that, Justin. That's mine now. So thanks, Ken. Thanks for bringing that up.
It's written down. If it comes in for review, it do be Daniel's. Shall I, Daniel? We've just hit the hour mark. It's 11:40 p.m. here in Australia. We've both got to work tomorrow. To close out the stream, shall we show one more Mando clip? And then we will say goodbye to our viewers on the web. And we'll probably just show the rules for the giveaway one more time.
Just one more time. Yes, make it so. Make it so.
Okay, here we go. We're bringing it up. This is a little gag, if you will. And it will be probably featuring as an after credits shot in the Mando cosplay reveal. But don't forget, no color grading, no corrections have been done yet. It's just raw from the camera directly. So we're going to hit.
Boy, I hope you're not going to punt him. Are you going to kick him?
No.
No.
Oh, we couldn't help ourselves.
It's like he's ignoring you.
Stay tuned for the cosplay reveal. It's coming up soon.
That's awesome. That was actually a really nice end credit little scene there. That's awesome, man.
We will be doing the Batman 89 shoot this week though, at night in the city, and I'm quite excited about that. I don't know if Nathan will be joining us. If he's watching, by all means, he's welcome to come along too. But yes, we will be doing the shoot at night in the city. We were in the city today, actually. I was buying a new pair of Gucci shoes. And we drove past this alleyway. Sorry, I didn't mean to brand drop or anything like that, but I was just telling you exactly what I was doing because that's what I was doing. We drove past Hosier Lane. And I saw all the graffiti, and I was like, oh, that would be nice. That would be really nice. And we scoped out a car park because it's right near where Gucci is on Collins Street. We scoped out a car park for the pics. And then apparently Nathan knows of a rooftop car park sort of area that we can go to as well. The city is rife with possibilities for photo shoot for Batman. I'm quite excited.
We're going to have a lot of fun, man. And yeah, basically, guys, I hope you guys are a little hyped because this weekend coming, whether you're in Australia, whether you're in the States, wherever you are, number one, be safe and look after each other. But this weekend is CollectorCon, and it's all about you. CollectorCon. I want you guys, for those who are watching, and I want you guys to spread it out here because it is your con. I know that Justin and myself, we're going to be behind the scenes. We're going to be tinkering it. This is yours. So for the fans watching this right now, if you're going, oh, that's all nice and well that it's happening, guess what? You can be a part of it. And I want you to know that you can make your own video. And do you want to explain a bit about that, Justin? We want you to be in that video. So Justin, tell us a bit of that.
Well, so for those of you who don't know, haven't seen, if you are a member of Six Scale Network, go ahead and check. It's in the announcement section. But at the start of CollectorCon, we will be showing a compilation of videos submitted by you guys, the collectors, basically introducing the con, to kick the con off, to show that it's a global inclusive event. So basically what you have to do is grab your phone, doesn't have to be crazy high-end equipment, grab your phone, pop it in landscape, and either film yourself in front of the collection, or film yourself, just the collection itself. Exactly, grab your phone, and literally tell us these few things. Who you are, so your name, where you are from in the world, and why you love collecting. That's literally it. 5 to 10 second to 15 second clip, and then send it to me, or if you can send it to Daniel. You can send it to either justinscollection95@gmail.com. That is the official channel email address. You can send it there. That's what a couple of people have already done. And then you'll be put into the compilation. You have until this Thursday to submit your videos, because we got to put it all together, and it's going to take some time to do it right. So please, if you have the time, shoot the video. I would personally love to have your video in the intro. I think as many as we can get will be, it'll make it a sort of intro to remember, if you know what I mean.
And I think the best part about this, guys, is, and I know a lot of you can kind of feel like, hey, you know what? Why would someone want to see me? We want to see you because you get to represent wherever you are in the world. And the best part is, if you're a little bit shy about being on camera, don't worry about it. You can wear a mask. You can just show your collection. What really counts is that it's you, and you get to share that. So don't be shy.
If Jubs McGee wants to wear his cold cast aluminium Mando helmet, then he can do that. Because this is the way.
Oh my gosh, your voice changed when that happened. That's amazing. Bob Dylan, the con is on. Thanks for improving 2020. Bob Dylan, thank you for
on. I like that.
Hashtag the con is on.
I really like that. The con is on. Not that kind of con, the good type of con.
And Bob Dylan, have you submitted a video? We want to see your video. Is your name Bob Dylan? That's okay too. It's up to you.
Please do. That's fine. We do want to see as many videos as we can, so please submit your videos. And just to wrap up, the rules for the giveaway, once again, if you've already joined Justin's Collection Plus now, before the end of this stream, we're literally just about to wrap up. If you've already joined, don't worry about these rules. But if you're watching this live stream back later and you haven't already joined Justin's Collection Plus, don't forget to follow the rules. Otherwise, you will not be eligible. So I already have the list exported of the members who, or I will have in just a second, of the members who have joined before the stream, so I'll know who the members are. So just make sure that you are following the rules to enter this giveaway correctly, and then you'll be entered into the draw. So bear that in mind. Here are the rules once again. They're also in the description. Super easy, super straightforward, and you could potentially win yourself an Hot Toys Nebula or a Hot Toys Mando. So two really awesome figures. Some of Hot Toys' best, if you ask me. Just follow the rules or join Justin's Collection Plus right now, and you should be good to go.
Man, well, consider us in. But guys, before we wrap up, do not forget, CollectorCon, your con, is on this weekend. Don't forget. And guess what? The price of admission to watch it is
$0.
Join us.
Australia,
we're going to have fun.
USA, Mars, $0.
How much is that in Mars dollars? It's still $0.
Let me just have a think. Zero. It's in calamari flan. It's still zero. In Beskar, it's zero. In Imperial credits, it's zero. It's zero everywhere, no matter where you are.
Justin, where are we sending the video? Mr. Sketch 22 says, where are we sending?
Hey.
Can you send us that email again?
Yes, you can send it to. Actually, I can write it in the comments. Why don't I just do that?
Guys, please.
It's also in the About tab on my channel.
Absolutely, 100%.
There we go. And
in that video.
I can feature my own. There we go.
Oh, you did too. Look at you go. That was pretty good.
Justin's Collection 95 at gmail.com. Send it to there, please.
Just a really quick one, just in case, again. What are we going to be saying when we send the video?
Yes.
We're going to be saying our name. We're going to say where we live. And we're going to say why we collect. Or what do we love?
Yep. I'm writing it up now.
Ooh, it's coming up, guys. And Don, actually, this is really kind of you guys. So a lot of you have said, thank you for the live stream. Thank you guys for joining us. Honestly, a lot of this actually doesn't really work without you. So thank you guys. There it is. State your name, where you're from, and why do you love collecting? Yes. So good.
Let us know. Either way, that's pretty much it for this live stream. Thank you, Daniel, for joining us once again and for co-hosting with me. We'll be catching you. The next live stream will probably be Collecticon itself, I do believe. Unless we have something else. I do have a package coming from Zavi. It's a promo package. So if that arrives this week, then I'll be doing another live stream whenever that arrives, but I don't know if it's going to be coming this week. So anyway, that's besides the point. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video.